In a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a young boy named Ravi. His home was modest, and his family was hardworking, but what set Ravi apart was an unusual curiosity, a deep desire to understand himself and the world around him. Each morning, as the sun painted the sky with hues of gold and pink, Ravi would sit on his porch, eyes closed, listening to the symphony of birds. It was in these moments that he wondered about the power of the mind and how thoughts could shape the course of one's life. Ravi's father, a carpenter known for his precision and honesty, often spoke of discipline as the foundation for success. "The mind is like a wild horse," he would say. "If you let it run free, it may lead you astray. But if you learn to guide it, there's no limit to where it might take you." Ravi took these words to heart, but he struggled to put them into practice. He found it difficult to resist distractions, and sometimes his thoughts wandered to places he knew he shouldn't go. One afternoon, as the monsoon clouds gathered overhead, Ravi was sent to the market to buy rice and lentils for the evening meal. His father handed him a few coins, reminding him, "Bring back the exact change and don't forget the receipt." The market was bustling, filled with vendors shouting their prices and children darting between carts. Ravi made his purchases and stood at the counter, waiting for his change. The shopkeeper, distracted by the crowd, handed Ravi an extra coin by mistake. For a moment, Ravi's mind raced. He thought about the sweet mangoes he could buy with the extra money and imagined the taste lingering on his tongue. It was tempting. No one would know. But then his father's words echoed in his mind, and he remembered the lessons of honesty and discipline. Ravi felt the wild horse of his mind pulling towards the sweet mangoes, but he knew he had to take the reins and steer it in the right direction. With steady hands, Ravi returned the extra coin to the shopkeeper and explained the mistake. The shopkeeper, surprised and grateful, nodded and smiled. "You're an honest boy," he said. "Not many would do what you just did." Ravi felt a quiet satisfaction, deeper than any sweetness a mango could offer. He realized, in that moment, the true power of controlling his mind. It was the ability to choose honesty over temptation, discipline over desire. As Ravi walked home, the sky broke open and rain poured down, soaking the earth and filling the air with the scent of wet soil. He hurried along the muddy path, clutching the bag of rice and lentils, his thoughts replaying the events at the market. He wondered why it was so difficult to do the right thing, and how some people seemed to act with integrity so effortlessly. He remembered stories his grandmother once told him about heroes and sages who mastered their minds, facing challenges with unwavering resolve. That evening, as the family gathered around the dinner table, Ravi recounted his experience at the market. His father listened quietly, then placed a comforting hand on Ravi's shoulder. "Every day, we're given choices," he said. "Sometimes they're small, like a coin at the market. Other times they're big, and they test our character. Discipline is not about denying yourself. It's about choosing what's right, even when it's hard. Honesty, my son, is the fruit of a disciplined mind." Ravi understood now that discipline wasn't just about following rules. It was about training the mind, just as a carpenter shapes wood or a farmer tends to his crops. The mind could be stubborn, easily swayed by desires and fears, but with practice, it could be guided towards wisdom and kindness. His father taught him exercises to strengthen his mind. Rising early, helping with chores, finishing his studies before play, and reflecting each night on his choices. These habits, small at first, gradually became the pillars of Ravi's character. Over the years, Ravi's reputation for honesty and discipline grew. Neighbors trusted him with their errands, and friends sought his advice. But the true test came one summer when the village was struck by a drought. Water became scarce, and tempers ran high as families struggled to ration their supplies. One night, Ravi discovered that someone had been stealing water from their well. Suspicions spread and accusations flew between neighbors. Rather than join the chorus of blame, Ravi chose to observe quietly. He remembered the lessons of controlling his mind, resisting the urge to judge or act impulsively. He decided to stay awake one night and watch the well. Just before dawn, he saw a frail old woman, her hands trembling as she filled a small pot with water. She was new to the village, and Ravi realized she must be desperate. Instead of confronting her, Ravi approached gently and offered to help. He listened to her story. A widow who had lost everything to the drought, he promised to share water each day. and together they worked out a plan to ensure everyone in the village had enough. Ravi's discipline allowed him to act with empathy, and his honesty ensured that trust was built rather than broken. In time, the rains returned, and the village flourished once more. The old woman became a beloved member of the community, and Ravi's example inspired others to act with integrity. He learned that the power of controlling the mind was not just about resisting temptation, but about using discipline to choose compassion, honesty, and kindness, even when it was difficult. As Ravi grew into adulthood, he became a teacher, sharing his story with children and urging them to tame the wild horse of their minds. He taught that discipline was not a punishment, but a path to freedom, and that honesty was the light that guided every step. He explained that the mind, though powerful and unpredictable, could be a faithful friend if treated with respect and care. Through Ravi's journey, the village discovered that the power to shape one's destiny lay within the mind itself. The strength to act with honesty and discipline came not from outside rules, but from an inner resolve, nurtured each day through conscious choices. Ravi's story became a wordy tale passed down through generations, a reminder that the greatest victories are won not in the marketplace or the fields, but in the quiet battles within each person's heart. In the end, Ravi's life was a testament to the truth that controlling the mind is the first step towards living with honesty and discipline. It is a journey that begins with a single choice, repeated again and again until it becomes a way of life. And as the sun set over the village, casting long shadows across the fields, Ravi's story lingered in the minds of all who heard it, a gentle whisper of hope, guiding each listener towards their own path of integrity and self-mastery.